All right, people, what the hell is going on? Early morning, and this is time for me to do my Talking Texans video. Um, I watched the game against the Minnesota Vikings, and that game blew ass. It really did. It blew ass. It took everything for me to just be like, you know what? Let me just find something else to do because I don't want to watch this shit. I don't want to watch this shit. Ah, man. And the fucked up part about it is you don't expect for, the team to win every game. You know what I'm saying? The Texans are an up and coming team. They hadn't arrived yet. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to run up against other teams that just outclass them. You know what I'm saying? At some points. Now, is Minnesota one of them teams? From what I see, no, they not. Did they look like a team that they should just run over? No, they shouldn't. But let that game be in NRG Stadium. This game is a prime. God damn it! What that? It's a display. My vocabulary is not working right now. My tea is getting ready to is in a refrigerator. I can't even say what my tea is. I got some water boiling. Damn it! A prime example of home field advantage. That's what this game was. Home field advantage. There was actually a point in the game where I'm like, okay, they can't fucking hear. You know what I'm saying? And the way they gonna design all these new stadiums and whatever, if anybody got anything in mind while they making these stadiums, they are going to design the stadiums exactly for noise. You know what I'm saying? That's what they are going to design the stadium for. And apparently they got that shit down packed up in Minnesota because the Texans could not fucking hear. Which gives me this right here. Now, I've been watching Houston football for quite some time, and I am fully aware that there is a such thing as a silent count. There's a such thing as a silent count. I couldn't tell if they was trying to implement. Well, it don't look like they was trying to implement that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, they making all this goddamn noise. All right, we get in the huddle. Blah blah blah. This is the play. Whatever the silent count is, however you fucking do that, and I know that's a fucking thing. And because I watched the Oilers do it back in the goddamn day, so I know it's a fucking thing. Why we can't do that? I'm sitting back there and CJ Stroud, you can't hear. How the fuck are you gonna expect for your center, you in the shotgun, and expect for your center to hear you clapping your fucking hands for the snap? What is that? You know what I'm saying? It boggles my fucking mind. To where I'm like, come on, man, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, really? That's what y'all doing? He stayed in a. That image is never gonna fucking leave my fucking head. That is burned into my fucking memory. Me watching the game, and this noise out of there, because there's a bunch of shit I can fucking forgive because of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, 12th man, that's what it's for. You know what I'm saying? You go to somebody else's stadium and blah, that's what it's for. That's the home field advantage right there. But you gotta have that shit going in. I wonder, do they do that shit? I mean, you hear about coaches doing all kind of weird ass shit with speakers and stuff in practice and shit like that. To practice stuff like this. I've been watching football for a long ass time where I know motherfuckers do this. They do weird ass shit in practice to get you ready for the game. If you playing somewhere and you know it's gonna be raining, they got fucking trash cans full of water out there dunking footballs in them, and Make them practice with that shit when you know it's gonna be raining or some shit like that. It's whatever the goddamn whatever the disadvantage is for your team. That's usually what you practice. You go on the road, you know it's gonna be loud. You know it's gonna be. You gotta have some shit in play for that. You just do. Hey, they go my tea. Can y'all hear it? Hold on for a second. All right. I got my tea sitting over there. It's steeping now. It ain't gonna be ready to drink no time soon. Burn my fucking lips fucking with that shit. But anyway, that was the Texans game. That's what I saw. Now, as far as player performance, it's about what I expected. You wasn't gonna get a whole lot of player performance out of the offense under those circumstances. You just wasn't. The running game wasn't there. It don't matter whether you had Dameon Pierce or Joe Mixon in the lineup. It was nowhere for anybody to run. It just wasn't, and you wasn't gonna get that because you wasn't able to get your passing game down. So, because they had a few decent pass plays, you know, you can't help but have some few decent pass plays with the personnel that they have. That's gonna flash in the game at some point, but it's hard to keep that shit consistent when it's hard to get your offense going. And my next point, probably my biggest point, is Laramie fucking Thompson. We need to ship his ass out. Laramie Thompson, you need to get what you can for him right now and get somebody in here who can not jump off sides every time we get something going. I mean, not off sides, but get a false start penalty every time we get something going. Refuse to line up right where we don't get an illegal formation or some shit. It happens too fucking often. It happens too often. Every time the Texans seem to get a play downfield, 15 yards or some shit like that, the shit end up coming right the fuck back because there's a flag on number 78. Supposedly our best offensive lineman. It ain't worth it. You can get somebody a tear down or whatever the fuck you want to call it, who can actually line up where he's supposed to line up, where he ain't getting the flag, and can get off the ball on the snap count. Because it's too often. He's done that the whole time he's been in Houston. That's not about just this game. It's not about just this game. That is what he does. When he first got here, I'm like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? I say that we got a new tackle. He's supposed to be good. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Every time he's a flag. Come to find out at the end, towards the end of the season, after I'm complaining about this dude the whole goddamn year, like, goddamn, dude, shit. And this was on a fucked up ass team on top of that. This motherfucker here is the most penalized lineman in the goddamn league. No, man. And they pay this dude a whole lot of goddamn money. No. Get his ass out of here. Out. I couldn't be a GM. I couldn't be a GM and sit up there and see this shit. Not even a coach, because if I was a coach, I'd be up there with the GM like, we got to get this dude out of here. He killing our offense. You supposed to have the left tackle is the backbone of the offense, because he's the one that's watching your quarterback's backside. You know what I'm saying? If he's right, if he's right-handed, more likely that, you know what I'm saying? Because that's, he's facing other goddamn way. So, but that don't matter when your quarterback is making plays down the field and he's undoing the goddamn play. You know what I'm saying? That shit irks me. That shit irks me because that's what he's been doing the whole time he's been in Houston. However many goddamn years it's been up to this point. That's what he's done. You know, you could say, okay, he's Pro Bowl this, All Pro, well, whatever the fuck. All I see is yellow flags. He could block motherfuckers, but you know, if you blocking the hell out of motherfucker on a play that only go fucking 3 yards, okay, whatever. But every time we get a play goddamn downfield, there's a pretty good goddamn chance he gonna be the reason that the shit comes back. And it ain't one of those forgivable flags. Goddamn, my mouth all juicy and shit. Forgivable flags where a motherfucker get a hole in there, some shit like that, because he had a beat on your quarterback or some shit. Sometimes you have to do that. You'll see that shit on camera, be like, yeah, you know, dude was heading right for your goddamn quarterback. You just can't have him let no free shot on your goddamn quarterback. You get one of those holes and it's like, but it's not even that. He killing your play before it starts. You know what I'm saying? He killing the fucking play before it starts. I don't. They got to do something about that. You know what I'm saying? They pay him all that money. You go to next week, he gonna be out there. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be out there. He gonna be doing the same thing he been doing, because that's what he does. And it's gonna frustrate the hell out of me when I'm sitting there watching the Texans game. All right, how is Laramie Tunsil gonna fuck us this goddamn game? You don't expect to hear that from you expect to hear that from your offensive line, not this offensive lineman. It's like what was that? Not last year, the year before, whenever they got Kenyon Green couldn't get right. You don't hear Kenyon Green is in the game. You don't hear his name. You know what I'm saying? I heard his name for a penalty once last week. I was like, shit, I didn't even know he was in the game. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, he been in it, and he was usually a fuck up the whole time he was in there. He one of those had potential motherfuckers. Apparently he done found his way into his goddamn starting lineup. But bruh, come on. In the running game, it's just like I don't know. You know, the people will bring up all kind of shit when you watch your little videos and the media people and all of that. They start talking about shit. All these stats and stuff they throwing out. It's 3 weeks in. Look, those stats and shit don't mean nothing until later on in the season when you've played some people. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, it don't mean until you play some people, because you know who have you played? Some people have some goddamn wonderful ass stats. They just so happen to play shitty teams, or teams that just hadn't got themselves together at this point in the season. You know what I'm saying? It depends on who you play when you play them. You know what I'm saying? Like we had to run, Joe Mixon was excited like a motherfucker. Oh yeah, I'm down here in Houston. We gonna run. Yeah, you played fucking Indianapolis, who just so happened to have a fucked up ass run defense, because they got ran over the next week too. You know, you played against the Bears. Overall, not a very good team, but their defense is good. With no running lanes in that game. Oh no, baby, no. It wasn't no running games in that game. You wasn't running for no 150 yards on them. And he got Minnesota. He got hurt in that goddamn game. So, and you went for to do that against Minnesota. You did the same thing Cam did. Cam Akers didn't have nowhere to run. I have a little bit of confidence in Cam Akers. You know what I'm saying? It just I don't think he's as at this point, I don't think he's as good as people we had up there, ready to go. But the fact that they got a Cam Akers back there at running back is impressive enough. It really is. It's impressive enough. Your top two running backs are down and you got fucking Cam Akers right there. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? It really didn't make no difference who was back there. Now Cam Akers fucked around and fumbled the ball last week, which actually pissed me off. I'm like, really, dude? You get in the game, that's what you do? I mean, it was right down there on the goal line. That's the fucked up man. Really, that's come on, bruh. But he's doing that. When I seen him in the preseason, it was pretty. I'm like, okay. A couple times in the game, you know, during early in the season, you get in the game. I don't think he was active the first game, but the second game, you just get in there. I'm like, okay, all right, we good at running back. You know what I'm saying? Now if he go down, we suck. You know what I'm saying? That means you got 3 running backs down. At that point, you just unfortunate. Because I don't know what the fuck they doing in practice. I don't know what the fuck they doing in practice. Now, Joe Mixon got hurt in the game. We saw that. Damian Pierce is just always fucking hurt. And he ain't been in the game enough that he ain't getting hurt in the game. He always, you know what I'm saying? He always got some goddamn injury while he not active or ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? And then when he healthy, he not fucking playing. I don't know what they doing with Damian Pierce. I really don't. I don't know what they doing with Damian Pierce. What the fuck are y'all doing with him? He got a hamstring injury now. Well, he been out for the last couple weeks. And I'm like, well, that didn't happen in the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it really did. It didn't happen in the game. What the fuck are y'all doing at practice while these motherfuckers getting hurt? And I'm pretty sure this is league wide, but you know, I follow the Texans. I don't really follow no other teams. And that goddamn Brevin Jordan is out for the season. Torn ACL. What the fuck are y'all doing in practice? All you hear about is how, you know, you go through practice and the NFL practices are kind of, they not like it was like we was in high school or some shit like that where you pop, 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 knocking motherfuckers. Hell, when I was in college, the practices wasn't even like that. You know what I'm saying? Even in college, the practices wasn't like that. You wouldn't, you know, I don't remember nobody getting fucked off in practice like that. What are y'all doing? Especially when you know these motherfuckers is worth all this money. You protect them until the game. You make sure they get enough activity. What the fuck is it? Motherfuckers is pulling, tearing muscles and ACLs and all kind of shit in practice. What are y'all doing? That fucking puzzles me when I look at when I'm looking, I'm on the Facebook page and they post a inactive list. Some of the players I look down there, I'm like, okay, you expect, I don't even know who the fuck that is. You know what I'm saying? Some of those players are inactive. Then you look at that was a starter. What the fuck? I watched the game last week. Them motherfuckers, I mean, it was fine at the end of the game. Here comes the next week and motherfuckers on the inactive list or some shit. What the fuck happened? You know what I'm saying? Y'all dogging motherfuckers out in practice? You see why Allen Iverson was like, man, y'all talking to me about practice? Practice, man. Not the game, but practice. Yeah, what the fuck are you doing? Get motherfuckers ready for the goddamn game. You make sure that they're active. They doing some shit. Motherfucker, what they doing? They hurting themselves doing agility drills, running ropes or some shit. I don't know. And you know, and I'm watching the game. It's only so much you can see, dude. That new, and it's obvious when you see Brevin Jordan go out, and I'm like, oh goddamn. The other big tight end, Jared Quintiliano or whatever his name is. I mean, he been gone from the team, but he was another always hurt. I think I seen him get hurt in the game once, but still, he hurt. He not even on the team no more. And then they draft one of CJ's little buddies from OSU, Ohio State. The Ohio State. How many Ohio States is it? I hate when it's fucking stupid. The Ohio State. Y'all all fucking stupid. You know, they drafted his little buddy from up there. That dude can't block worth shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching early in the game. He ended up on 2 replays trying to block a defensive end. He can't even stay in front of motherfucker. Motherfucker run right by him. He like, ugh. Jonathan Grenard on the left side just pushed him the fuck over. Just knocked him right flat on his goddamn back like this. Like this. With no resistance. He just on the ground on his back. Like, I'm like, man, get. And they don't have no big body tight ends. They don't. They don't have no big body tight ends. So you got that little regular ass size motherfucker trying to pass block as a tight end trying to pass block. No, that ain't gonna work. You see that now. You might be able to get him out there to run some routes or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? That might be what he does. But I'm pretty sure from the game film, they're gonna be like, yeah, we can't have him block shit. And the fucked up part about it is you ain't got nobody to stick in there to do that with. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Brevin Jordan is that much bigger, but he's statue-wise, you could tell he's a lot stronger. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't never seen him just laying on his goddamn back. And no shit like that on the goddamn field. Motherfucker just like, really, you didn't. They was taking it easy on him in practice or some shit like that. It's just like, man. They gonna have to figure it out. They really is. They gonna have to figure that shit out, because if I see the shit, you know that other people are going to the other coaches and whatever, when they scouting the games, they gonna see this shit too. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be like, okay, they ain't gonna have no protection on the outside. You know what I'm saying? If you got two big rushers and they got that tight end sitting tight on the end, and he ready to, oh no, bro, you can run right the fuck over him. Just line up wide. Line up wide. Just that's all you got to do. Line up wide outside the tackle. Where the tight end be? That's free shot. He can't block you. If I see it, everybody see it. It's just like on the defense. You know what I'm saying? The defense is iffy in parts. And you have to think about, okay, they got some youngish players. I think the one young player they got is that one corner. There was one corner, man. This dude is falling down. Who the fuck was that? They were just letting Justin Jefferson run off the goddamn line, and the announcers was like, yeah, I mean, the Minnesota's gonna keep doing what they doing because ain't nobody disrupting Justin Jefferson off the line. And they might have adjusted to that, you know what I'm saying? But that Naylor dude started catching everything. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay. Because, I mean, the first half was fucking Justin Jefferson. It's just like, shit, man, fuck. And he was just running off the line. I'm just like, he just run. It didn't even look like he was running a route. He just run out in the defense and just catch the fucking ball. And I'm just like, what the fuck are y'all doing? He kept doing it. Then that touchdown he scored from the back of the end zone, the fucking, the damn DB ran up to him. The dude did a little and came back to it. The DB was like, he's falling over and shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you? Goddamn grown ass man, professional athlete, and you you falling. Ain't nobody touch you. Why are you falling? Touchdown. I'm like, I couldn't be no coach. I'd be like, go sit your ass down. Stick somebody else in there, man. You know, that happened twice. That happened twice. Where I saw a DB just fall the fuck down. And then, of course, being this is the type of game it is, at a certain point, you realize that your team just had no chance to where Like CJ, boom, he threw the announcers. The first thing I think off at the beginning of the game, he hadn't thrown an interception since November last year. Nigga, why is you bringing that shit up? Why? Why is you bringing that up? Soon as you say that shit, bloop, defect pass, interception. That's the only thing you can bring out of that. You know what I'm saying? Is that it was a deflected pass. They got intercepted. It wasn't one of those fucked up ass throws. You know what I'm saying? You kind of forgive that. You know what I'm saying? You don't really count that against the goddamn quarterback. Deflected passes and shit like that. Now the interceptions that count are the ones where they just throw the ball out there any goddamn way, and motherfuckers just fucking pick it off because they didn't read the defense right or some shit. But yeah, they got that. But the two deflected passes that the Texans got were actually caught. I was just like, really? Like, it's just like, and that not even like defensive shit on the line of scrimmage shit like that. It wasn't even that. It was like defensive backs slapping the fucking ball. You know what I'm saying? And you can't even fault them for that. You can't. You know, it's one of those perfect pass things like that, like the last touchdown they might have got with that Naylor dude in the end zone. And I'm pissed off because I'm like, God damn, what the fuck are y'all doing? And you look at the replay, it's like, I mean, defensive back was on this motherfucker. He on this dude back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he wasn't following him or no shit, but he was like on his back. The ball was right fucking there to where the receiver could catch it. You know what I'm saying? It was like right, it was just right there. And the defense could do, I mean, when you standing right next to a motherfucker, the ball was just right there, just like, yep, can't fault the defensive back for that. You can't defend that. The only thing you can do is pass interference that shit. Nothing you can do about that. Those two passes I'm talking about, they got deflected. Naylor got one. That was actually the second one. Justin Jefferson got the first one I saw. Where the DB was up, there was like a little out route. DB came up behind him, heading towards the sideline. But hit the ball. You know what I'm saying? You know, you just didn't. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. He ran an out route. The DB was behind him, hit the ball, and the ball kind of popped. It didn't totally deflect the ball the way it just went off somewhere. It just kind of went boop, kind of like that. Just changes the trajectory of it just a little bit, and he still fucking caught it. Like, okay. And the same thing happened with Naylor on the opposite side, on the left side of the field, threw an out route. You know, a safety or somebody came in and bop, swatted the ball. Ball popped up just a little bit, changed the trigger, but the receiver behind him still ended up catching it. I'm just like, ah. At that point, you just throw your hands up. Okay, this is the way this game is going. It ain't no use to even. It ain't no use to even fussing about the shit. Fuck it. This is where it's going. And then what's his name? I think CJ got his leg rolled up on, and eventually he ended up coming out the game, and they put Davis in there. I was like, yay! Davis Mills gets in the game. And of course, he rolls down the field. It's the end of the game. So, you know, you expect for that to happen. Especially from Davis. It's a lot of people out there. Every time you see one of my videos, I always end up talking about Davis Mills. Davis Mills is a good quarterback. And he came in, drove him up the goddamn field, got him up on the red zone, but they couldn't get it in the into the end zone. But they was like right down there. You know, like the 2-yard line or whatever the fuck they was at. And the thing that got me was that I don't know who was calling the plays. I don't know if that was Davis being Davis or whatever the fuck. But they had 4 or 5 plays down there and they couldn't get it in there, which is, you know, they ain't got really no running game or running back or nobody. Just bang that motherfucker in there. And the thing that pissed me off is that all those attempts, all the targets went to Nico Collins. I was like, God damn, Davis, there's other people on the goddamn team other than Nico. You get 4, it's 4 down territory. Y'all throwing the ball 4 times to try to get it into the end zone, and every last one of those targets went to Nico. I'm like, that can't be right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it can't be right. Every last one of those targets went to Nico. It's just like all the weapons you got on offense, which is ridiculous by normal NFL standards. It really is. And 4 plays down there, and all 4 of those plays were targeted at one person. It just so happens that when you went to your reads, that's the only person that you found you could pull the trigger on. I don't know about that, man. That seemed kind of suspect. I think it seemed like he was trying to force the ball to Nico Collins, try to get him a touchdown or some shit like that. I'm just like, man, I was feeling good that Davis was in the game up until that point. It kind of pissed me off because I wanted them to fucking score. I knew they was gonna lose the game, but I wanted them to score. It's just sometimes it's not about how you know, it's not the fact that you lose, it's how you lose. And they fought back. So it just, you know, I'm just like, whatever. I ain't going to worry about that. But I did want them to score. You know, be like kind of like what Dallas did. Dallas was getting their ass whooped by Baltimore. And it started, that shit started to turn around. I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh man, Dallas they not sitting there. Motherfuckers started coming back. Ran out of time, but whatever. But that's it for that game, though. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I'm sitting here thinking the Texans was gonna go fucking 18-0 or whatever, however many games they got now. You know, I spend my time when I'm going over the league and shit like that. Okay, who winning, who losing? I'm going for all the NFC teams and anybody going against AFC South team. That's basically how I go. That's how I look at shit. Who they going? It's an NFC team playing an AFC team. I always go for the NFC. You know, I always go for the NFC to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. You got to think about later on in the season if the Texans are in the playoff hunt. You don't want all these motherfuckers with these winning records up there. You know what I'm saying? And you want the other teams to kind of beat down on your little divisional opponents. You know, from the way shit looks right now, it's gonna be between Indianapolis and Houston. But like I said, it's still early in the goddamn season. This is just what it looks like now. Because Jacksonville ain't looking all that great. Tennessee ain't looking all that great. And we played against fucking Indianapolis already. And we won that game, but it ain't like we just blew it. That was like a 2-point game, 27-29 or some shit. And they don't look like that. They don't just suck. Indianapolis don't. Indianapolis doesn't just suck. Because those games between Houston and Indianapolis is always, you know, kind of on the tight side. You know what I'm saying? Them cardiac games. You just like, I'm kind of wishing for that for the Texans to where I want them to have some games where they hop in and they look like Minnesota did. You know what I'm saying? Where they look like Minnesota did, where they on the sideline, blah blah blah, because they gonna win. You know what I'm saying? It's not sitting there fucking with your heart beating all the way to the last goddamn clock go off. Just no. Can we just beat the fuck out of some people, please? I don't want all the games to go down to the goddamn wire. That is, goddamn. Let me feel good about the damn team. I need to know that y'all can win shit like that, but goddamn, not every fucking week. You know what's gonna happen? You know, we gonna end up having to play fucking Jacksonville and fucking Tennessee, and it's gonna be like down to the wire, and I'm gonna be mad because I'm like, everybody else coming and beat the fuck out of these goddamn teams, blow them the fuck out, but when we play them, we gotta play them down to the fucking wire. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Just like, for real, like, get the fuck out of here. I ain't trying to deal with that. I just want to see the Texans just roll over some people. You know what I'm saying? Maybe their team just hadn't got to that point yet. You know, Larry Tunsil is not gonna let that shit happen. Yeah, he gonna kill our goddamn drives. He did that a couple times in his last game to where, okay, we got a drive going. We got a drive going. All right, get the fuck out of here. This goddamn flag. Number 78. Fuck out of here. At least during the middle of that game, he wasn't the only one. He was the most frequent. He got the most flags. But everybody else was affected by the noise too, because a couple people got the false start shit from, you know, stepping back and all this other shit, you know what I'm saying, because they couldn't do the snap count. Texans, silent snap count. Practice that shit. You're gonna go on the road, you're gonna fucking need it. Silent snap count. All y'all motherfuckers been in the league all these years. You should know that you need that shit going into the goddamn game. You should. It's just I don't know why you wouldn't have that already in place. Having CJ Stroud back there clapping his hands, like I said, when you got a thousand, multiple thousands of people in there doing that too, screaming and hollering and shit. Your quarterback is out there clapping his hands for a fucking snap. That is beyond fucking dumb to me. Why that shit wasn't happening? Why that shit wasn't just cut out after the first goddamn time it happened? I don't know why. Because it didn't just stop that first time. It was nigga, what kind of clapping are you doing where a motherfucker get hit through all of that shit? Who the fuck are you, the Coke? You know, you got the little I forgot what they call that goddamn sonic clap. Whatever the fuck that is, you know. That shit hurt too. I didn't even clap hard. Anyway, that's it for Talking Texas, people. We're gonna see what we got going next week. I don't even know who the fuck they play. I don't even know who they play. I done forgot. I know I done seen the schedule, but I don't even remember who they play. But you know, whatever. We gonna be ready for that game. Well, I'm gonna be ready to watch it. Whether they be ready to play, I have no goddamn idea, because I don't know if they gonna be bumping motherfuckers off in practice and shit like they've been doing. You come out there with a whole new goddamn lineup of motherfuckers that's fucking hurt for no goddamn reason at all. But we gonna see. So I'll catch y'all on the next one, man.